Hey there! So today I'll show you the new feature Resonite packages. Let's get right into it. So what a Resonite package is just a package that contains an arbitrary object. This could be an avatar, or if we create new 3D model box, and then create new 3D model sphere, and then just parent this sphere here to this box by just drag and dropping the sphere onto the box, then opening our dashboard to the file browser and clicking the little plus at the top and clicking Resonite package. We can export this box exactly as its setup is. So it's exporting from the hierarchy we grabbed from all the way down. So if we now double click this, it'll import the object again exactly as it was. So this is movable, and we also have the components set up already, exactly how they were set up here. There's a little export animations, textures, everything about the object. Now, one other thing to keep in mind, if you click the little export here, as you maybe have noticed, there's a Resonite package and Resonite package with variants. Variants are just basically alternate versions of the files that have been computed. So for example, if your texture is an 8K texture, there could be 4K versions, 2K versions, 1K versions. So all of those would be variants. You don't have to export variants. However, if there is a lot of them, it'll make the import into Resonite faster. This does, however, also increase the file size. So if you don't get a significant speed up from importing by using the variants, I'd suggest not doing it because it just unnecessarily bloats your file. Now, for avatars, there's actually a really neat feature. And that is that if well, not just avatars, but if I go to this box here and I slap on and attach component users, common avatar system, and I put a simple avatar protection on here, because if I'm on my second account right now, it'll say u-sharkmare, and it'll have this little boolean down here called reassign users on package import. Now, if you're selling an avatar, for example, this is very useful for you because what it means is that if you grab this now and you export the object, as I did before, when object, it will actually assign the user ID of whoever is importing the object. So for example, if I was to export this and then go onto my UProtoFlux account and then re-import this as a package file, it would be immediately usable by my UProtoFlux account instead of needing to be, have the person that made it manually remove the avatar protection and then have me put avatar protection back on. It just automates that little process a bit. Now, the one thing to keep in mind is that when you're exporting, the same way as with any file format in Resonite, you're always exporting from the hierarchy you're grabbing downwards. So for example, the box worked because the grabbable is on the box and the sphere is beneath the box. If we instead grab the sphere, as you can see, the box does not move, which is a good indicator that the box is not parented to the sphere. So if it was to actually export the sphere right now, despite them being, parented together, technically, where the sphere is the child of the box, because I grabbed it, the sphere is now actually exported separately. So do keep in mind that you do have to have the hierarchy set up correctly to export them. Now, one last thing that I can show you is actually in UProtoFlux. If we go into Browse Nodes, then Flow and Events, we have on package imported. Now, one thing you can use this for actually is if we go to users, we can get the username of a person. Then if we go to reference, we can get the allocating user, which is the person that spawned an object. Next, if I simply inspect the little beanlet over here and go to its root, I can grab a reference to the slot. So now we know who spawned the little beanlet over here. Then we can go to strings add concatenate string. I'll put the username at the top, and then the bottom, I'll just make a little apostrophe with an S, and then say Beanland. And then the last thing we'll need to do is we'll need to go to slots. And then where is set? There, set slot name. So then we have here where it would generate Sharkmer's Beanland, slot that name into the name, grab the reference to the object root again, and put the onPackage import here. So now if I grab this Beanland, also make sure that you don't forget to actually export, because if you, actually pack the nodes, because if you don't pack the nodes into a slot here, it's not going to export, just like with the sphere that I showed up before. So we'll call this onImport. And then if I grab this and I click on the little plus and export this, let's export a variance, just to be funny. It's exported with all of its variants. So now if I double tap onto the Beanland Resonite package, we instantly, again, get this little boy over here. So if we then go to our dev tip now and we inspect it and go to the root, we see it's now called Sharkmer's Beanland after importing, rather than Beanland.fbx, which, let's be honest, it's not really the best name to have, especially once you put it into your inventory. Now, what you can also do is you could get the current time so that when you import it, it would actually show a specific time, or you could concatenate string with a certain version number. So if you have, for example, version 1, version 1.2, you could change that little string so it'll always, in the root of the object, say which version of the avatar it is. But yeah, that is everything. I think I've covered literally everything. If this helped you, leave a like. If you have any suggestions for what to cover in the future, leave them down below. And I hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.